Good morning. Sam Tolbert, Sound of Joy Music Services. How is everyone doing today? Another impromptu live stream. But as I say, I have so many viewer requests. I am taking the easier ones and doing them live. This way I could spend the other time necessary to learning the songs to the other requests. So for today, we are answering one of our viewers that wanted me to break down the song God Has Smiled on Me, maybe in a modern or jazz approach. So, as I have often stated, I am not a jazz musician. Now, like people who have good ears that could, my camera just went out, that could hear other dialects and mimic it, that's what I am. I have very good ears. I could hear another musician playing a style and I can mimic it without really learning what it is. So I can only use the approach to some of the jazz styles I've heard in my past and to apply it to this song. But enough talk from me. Let's get to the workspace. I seem to be having issues. Oh, here it is with my mouse, an Apple mouse at that. Okay. So here we are, space where I like to work. God has smiled on me, the key of F. I haven't warmed up yet this morning, so give me a chance to feel my way through what I teach. I have to practice it. Make sure the volume is okay for the keyboard. So God has smiled on me. Hey, how you doing, Lewis? And how you doing, Sub-Zero? Gotta make sure that all the hands are working and in sync with each other. So God has smiled on me. It has been a favorite of mine in the past. I have used it in church services, um, but not in a jazzy tone. Just block chords. Transition. He has set me free. God has transition smiled on me. He's been good to me. So as you can see, I have my melody at the top, which allows me to, in my mind, assign chords underneath, and of course the bass note being the lowest note. Just give you an idea how I can sense in my mind what bass pattern I might want to apply, but that will change as I add additional chords that I could think of. Now, from a jazz standpoint, jazz is free flowing. I'm just trying to picture jazz chords. Now, I am applying some of that learned hearing of how jazz musicians play to see where I might want to interject a jazz tone. Usually, when this song is sung, it's doing a very, I don't want to call it a solemn time of a service, but you don't want to set a You don't want nightclub music, I should say. That's probably a better way to put it. Welcome, Gospel Music for Life. You don't want nightclub soundings. But to give it a jazz tone, we're going to have to. Now, this chord, I guess you can consider this in the jazz family. A six chord, that chord you can assume is in the jazz family. Take a different turn. God has. Ah, that's my chord. There we go. Diminish on me. That's a jazz turn. I keep talking about the half tone scale and chording it. He He's been good to me. Of course, this tone, again, half tones, just a different approach to it. God has smiled. So for the viewer that had requested this song, first you want to do is you want the bass part of the song first, because from there you don't want to just go straight into actual jazz tones. You want to go the basic. You want to get song recognition to your audience first before you start going way out. Missed a note. There it is. That's again, I'm trying to pull in the different jazz nomenclature. That's probably the best word. When they talk about 13ths, let's see how Cordy App is seeing this. Yeah, okay, E, 7 plus 5 over a D. You would consider that a jazz chord. That bass on the bottom fills out that chord. E major 9, that's considered a jazz tone. So the jazzing up of God has smiled on me. I'm just working off the the bass chords that I learned in the song, and then applying non non-trained jazz techniques to it. Then the runs. Would you do that on a Sunday morning? Yeah, you can get away with it because the audience is going to be still doing. So if you're going to be doing some jazz music tree around that, then you're just following. If they're just going, hmm, sometimes changes will come to my head that I haven't tried yet, so I'll try to just throw them in it. Again, I don't have a book or a pamphlet that says for this song you can add this tone. I did supply a workbook that has every chord I play in it, which is what I pull from chords I've heard that I've practiced in the past or I've heard in other songs. I'll apply it right at that moment that I'm thinking about it. Like this chord, I've heard that chord for years. In the song God Is. Another James Cleveland song. So I pulled that change because I've heard it used in God Is. God is the joy and the strength of my life. It moves all pain, misery. He promised to be. Those chords I've heard in that song. Those are the James Cleveland chords used in his music. So I just pull that and pull this in. God has, has smiled on me. Yeah, yeah, just to throw that in there. Doesn't fit. He has said he's been good to me. Bum, 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 getting a notification. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm getting a notification from my brother who may be watching. No, okay, different. And jazz musicians, they play to themselves in their mind. You hear me murmuring in my own bad tones, but I'm giving myself potential other progressions I can add. So if you hear me going bum 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 bum, I'll guide myself into areas that I am not familiar with from a jazz tone standpoint. And again, if I get lost, I can always go back to the home keys. He has set me free. Bum, bum. Classical jazz. All right, so again, this is going to be a long one. As I say, I have quite a few viewer requests, and I'm choosing to do these because they're the much easier songs to do. They're back. They're within the mix of all the viewer requests, and usually the songs that I have to stop to take time to learn them before I can create the lesson. They'll go last if I get a real quick one, because this way I'm still producing things for my channel. As if you're keeping up. Okay, so if you've been keeping up with my channel, you see I'm still producing, and I want to get back into creating music. As you, if you've been watching my channel, I just posted something. I came to me 12:30 a.m., which usually I'm not supposed to be doing music. I'm supposed to be resting, but I said if I don't do it at the spur of the moment and put it out there, I will never know if I've missed out on a chance of having a an original song composition. What is that word I use? Creation put out there, because I watch a lot of other channels during the day, and I go, gee, I could have done that if I wasn't doing something else. So I'm basically spreading myself out musically. I want to get back into producing on my Pro Tools, producing music, and putting that out there in the Dolby Atmos arena. But again, I want to keep conscious of you viewers out there that are musicians that are having concerns with learning particular songs. Now, I know some of you post a lot of songs, and those songs will wait because you've gotten a lot of them answered. So I look for the new posters to help get theirs out there. So I pick and choose who gets done on the who gets their songs done on the review. So be patient. Those of you who have posted a lot already and have got a lot, I'm sure you haven't gone through all of them yet. But it gives me an opportunity to give the new posters a chance to get their request heard and created. So that's all I got for this song. As far as jazzing up, God has smiled on me. Turn set. I did that chord already. Mm. Left hand chords. Just trying things out. So I have to close my eyes to hear the chord. And I think that should be enough. Welcome, Micah. All right, so I think that's about what I can give right now. For God has smiled on me. Thank you for those who have, if you excuse my side. Okay. Thanks for those of you who have come in. Again, when it's an easier song, I will go live, so there is no schedule of when I'm going live. I'm just looking at the listing of who's still on it. I'll call out some of the songs that are currently still in for process. We Need a Word from the Lord, Thomas Whitfield. Creating Me by Donald Lawrence. Yes, Lord, Yes by Shirley Caesar. Okay, that one was done. That one was done. Precious Lord was done yesterday. Whom Shall I Fear by Sean Tillery. I'm still learning that one. A lot of songs I've never heard. God is a Healer by Kurt Carr. That's still on the list. Let's see what else. That was done. That was done. That was done. Okay, so not too far back. But I'll get maybe 2 or 3 new requests every day, and I just add them to the list, which is well over 270 viewer requests since I started doing the viewer requests. And I have completed maybe 98% of them. I'll put it like that. Yes. So, oh, did I say Create in Me by Donald Lawrence? I just started listening to that one yesterday. So I want to thank those of you who have come in and spent some time with me this morning. That is the end of this live viewer request session. Go back over to the list. I don't think I got a new one coming in. Nope, that'll be the last of the live ones. We Need a Word from the Lord, Thomas Whitfield. We don't need another political uprising. Just running the lyrics to my head. I've heard the song. Okay. I may not do that in one live. I may do that as an actual recording. So as I can see right now, unless I get a request real quick, that this will be the, well, at least for this week. I don't anticipate doing another live viewer request breakdown. Just spending time with the other songs. And of course, I have other projects. If you've been keeping up with my channel, I'm posting a lot of short clips, especially in the YouTube short format with my new formatting. Filling the page up more and showing more of the chords. And again, a different look. That's the one thing about content creation. As I observe other YouTubers, I see how they improve their presentation of their content. So I'm also able to do that same thing. So again, thank you all for coming in. Hey, Micah, thank you. You can see the replay of the chords. Trying to see who requested it. Okay, the Lord's Evangelist requested it, and I don't see him live with us. God has smiled on me with a jazz style. So he will see this. And I think that's going to be it. This will be the shortest live I've had in some time. Thank you all for coming, and see you on the next one. Take care now. Bye.